Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to say to all my loyal followers, all my loyal supporters, I just want to thank you to all the amazing members of this beautiful League of Misfits. You know, other people look at this league and they say, oh, it's just a bunch of smucks, but not me. No, I see what's meant for greatness, and that is this league right here. It brings me great joy to be telling you that I'll be taking over the reins as your leader of this glorious league. And I see a great vision. We're getting ready to make League of Misfits great again. There's been some tough decisions, questionable decisions, not decisions that I would ever make. But that's why I'm here. I want to make things great again. And to kick things off on this wonderful inauguration today, I want to address a few things to you all. First of all, would love to bring in our new member, William. What a great guy, truly a great guy. Really has some great ball knowledge. I know that myself. I not as good as mine, but he's got a good head on his shoulders. He got brought in here because he had to replace Illegal Mabry. Illegal Mabry came in here not by his own fault. And, you know, he came in with a fire. He came in and he said, shut up, you crybaby Carter. And I thought, hey, maybe he's got the chops for us. But he made one crucial mistake, one that we don't allow in our League of Misfits. Couldn't even set an active lineup, so I said, no, not happening. When I came in, I kicked him immediately. Gave him my size 14 boot, sent him right out the door, and I brought in William, or Willy Wonka, as I like to call him. So we're very happy to have William in here. I know we've got great faith in him to continue to bring greatness to his team. But also I need to address our new order for how we determine the draft order. In the past, I said, Winston, it's not going to work. It doesn't make any sense the way you're doing it right now. And Winston said, oh, no. Oh, no, it's going to work. Trust me. And I said, no. The way you need to do, max points for all the bottom 6 teams. So if you want, you can drop some players. You can put some scrubs that aren't going to see any playing time. If they don't touch the grass, if they're not active, then you're probably going to get punished. But like for me, I only have the best players on my roster. I don't know if you've noticed, anytime I drop a player, immediately gets picked up. That's just how I do things. I keep very, very playable people on my rosters. But that's how we're going things moving forward, as I would have done many years ago for this glorious league. I also want to address the fact that, yes, I brought back the Fab Dollars for 2 of our members that were robbed by the radical left, Dan and Carter. They were trying to play things by the rules, and all of a sudden the radical left decided to pull the rug out and say, no, that's not how we're doing things. I'm going to pull the Fab Dollars away from you. So when I stepped in, I brought the Fab Dollars back to them. Did I get a thank you? I did not. But I do these things for the people. I don't do it for the thank yous. I do what's best for this great league and trying to bring order back to this glorious league that we have. I also want to address why we're actually in this predicament. About overturned trades and veto trades. That is one of our core rules. We don't let that happen. So when Sleepy Jonah decided he made a mistake because he was mashing buttons, I said, no, we're not going to let that fly. I've mashed many things in my time, in my life. I've mashed video game controls, potatoes, but never when it comes to a trade. I only make the best trades. Truly, if you look at my record, it will all show the best trades. So it's time to move on. This is our league that we have now. So it's a great welcome to everybody that is tuning in for us today. And to finish off this glorious inauguration, I want to give a brief week 2 recap and an update on where we are today. It's been almost 2 years. That's right, 2. Can you believe it? 2 years since we've had a recap on this league. Go back to the channel. It's there. But it's one of the great things that I'm bringing back to this league. And I'd first like to call out our 2 undefeated teams, because one thing that we love in this league is winners. So for starters, we have the Titty Baby Cut Killers coming in strong, coming off a championship. We love to see it. Hopefully, Jamar Chase can get Jameis Winston to throw him 2,000 yards again this year. But for now, we'll wait and see. We also have the Mel Gibsons, old Danny Black, or the Black, as I like to call him, coming out 2-0. Nobody thought he could do it. I thought he could do it. I know he was a smart fella. I saw that team, and I saw him, and I said, Dan, Mr. Black, you can take this team back to greatness. Nobody else thought, but he's got that team now to 2-0. And I'd also like to call out some of the losers in the league. We've got 2 0-2 teams. We're 2 weeks in, not a single win. That's pretty pathetic in my book. First off, we have William, Mr. Willy Wonka, as I like to call him. And Willie, I would like to say that pre-election, Winston decided to change illegal Mabry's lineup. He put in old ass Adam Thielen, and I said, oh, you should put in Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs is what he needs on this team to help him win. And he did not do that. No, he did not. If you go back to the scoreboard, if he had played Romeo Doubs over Adam Thielen, you would have won your first game in the league, but no. That was pre-election. I had no say over that. I also like to call out the Reidsville Raiders, 0-2. A lot of people thought he was going to win the championship last year. Not me. I had my eyes on Matty Red. But oh no, now he's fallen to 0-2. He's making all these trades. Trades that could be questionable by some. But now he's 0-2. What a loser. Unbelievable. So we'll see how it plays out for the Raiders. I think we all know where it's going to go. Just a bunch of losers, the Raiders are. Would like to call out the Hertz Locker with a massive win over my vice commish. I think Carter had some pent-up feelings about getting his fab stolen away. And he sure took it out on Mr. Winston this past week. The Raleigh Rejects. That's what I like to call him. Win by 35 points. Carried by the sun god. Some people like to call me a god. I say, oh no. I'm just the leader. I am the person to bring this league back to greatness. I also want to call out what a close game that we have in the Misfit Martyrs versus the Mel Gibsons. I gotta say, Lethal Weapon, one of the greatest movies that we've ever seen in American cinema, edges out the Misfit Martyrs by a point, a single point. And I remember seeing, I was like, oh, that's not good. But you know what Tyler said? Tyler said, I will take this loss. It's totally okay. Because it's a true win having the greatest leader we could have in charge of this league. And I gotta say, what a patriot. What a guy. He's on his way to another championship and potentially the number 1 overall pick. That's all I have for you today, folks. So my parting words, no further questions. Oh, sit down. No, you're full of fake news. I don't need any of your bullshit questions. All I say is set your lineups, enjoy your week, enjoy the greatness that is to come of the League of Misfits. Enjoy the Patriots, and welcome back Mac Jones. Until next time, gentlemen, let's fucking go.